you just heard is a simple concept that creates incredibly melodic lines over one of the most common progressions in jazz, the minor 2-5-1. And you'll find this sequence in countless standards like Autumn Leaves, Blue Bossa, Stella by Starlight, the list goes on. So let's break down the logic behind that opening phrase so you can use this concept in your own solos. So for the first bar, we have that B half diminished chord. And all the notes I'm playing here actually come from the D melodic minor scale. Now you can see inside the D melodic minor scale, we have that B half diminished chord. This means you can use this scale to improvise over the B half diminished. Check out how it sounds when I play the D melodic minor scale over that B half diminished chord. And I'll play that first bar of the phrase again so you can hear it with that D melodic minor in mind. Now, by the way, you can get a free PDF of everything I'm playing today, transposed for both alto, tenor and concert pitch. And the link to that is down below. All right, so let's move on to the E7 bar. Check out what I played. It sounds like the first bar, but it's just been shifted up. And that's because it's basically the same phrase, but now I've moved it to the F melodic minor scale. And using the F melodic minor scale, whilst you're playing over an E7 chord, will create what's known as the E altered scale. And so the trick to remember this is if you're on a dominant 7th chord, just go up a semitone and use the melodic minor scale. So here's those first 2 bars of that phrase again, so you can hear the effect of shifting one idea from one melodic minor into another. Now let's look at what I played on the A minor chord. Now I'm sure you can see that it's the same phrase again, but now we've transposed up to the A melodic minor scale. And this melodic minor gives a slightly more interesting sound because we've got that major 7 in there. So across the whole minor 2-5-1, on the B half diminished, we play with the D melodic minor scale. On the E7 chord, we go up to F melodic minor, and on the A minor chord, we go up to the A melodic minor. And you can take one melodic idea you played in D minor and move it through into the F minor and the A minor. And this sounds really good because your ear can hear the similarity between the 3 different phrases. But also we're hitting some really interesting tensions, particularly on that dominant 7th chord, and that's also resolving as we hit the 1 chord. So now you understand the concept, I'll give you 3 more phrases to help cement that idea. We're going to start with a fairly simple phrase and we'll end up with something a little bit more interesting. So check out this first phrase. I'm just using a really common piece of jazz language which uses just the first 5 notes of a minor scale. This second phrase covers a bit more range on the sax, but it's that classic Crimea River lick. And this last phrase now I'm exploring a bit more rhythmically using some triplets. But again, I'm going to be taking that initial idea and transposing it into the different melodic minor scales. Now once you get really comfortable with this concept, the next step is you can start to loosen your grip on the phrase. At first it's really useful to copy that idea pretty strictly, because it trains your fingers and your ears to hear the movement between the different chords. But after that point you can start to loosen it up a little bit. One way you can do this is you play your initial idea, transpose it for the dominant chord, but then as we hit the 1 chord you can play something completely different. For example, something like this. Or check out this variation where I'm playing an idea, doing something completely different on the 5 chord, and then coming back to the same idea as I did on the 2 chord, but transposed for that A minor chord. So my advice would be, when you're starting to practice this, is start with some very simple ideas that you can easily move from one scale to the next. Maybe just start with the first 3 notes of the D melodic minor scale and come up with some phrases with that before gradually expanding the number of notes you're using. And of course, when you get comfortable with your minor 251 to A minor, you can choose another key to work on. And you want the tunes you're currently learning to guide you. So if, for example, you're learning Autumn Leaves, that minor 251 on the alto sax to E minor would be a great key to tackle next. Now, if you found this lesson useful and you'd like more lessons like this, then do check out Online Sax Academy with that 14-day free trial. Once you become a member, it unlocks everything on the site and you'll be able to try out all of the lessons. Over there, we have step-by-step lessons on things like improvisation, tone and articulation, getting to grips with reading and playing different rhythms, and even collections of things like sax duets. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on future lessons, and I'll see you guys soon.